What makes a photo stand out? Is it the pose, the subject, the location, the way you shot the photo? I think before you even get to any of those elements of photography, one of the base things that makes your photo stand out and helps you tell a story is color. Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to take you through some important elements of color that you can make use of in your photography to create more engaging and eye-catching photos. There are so many ways you can utilize color in your photos. As a portrait photographer, colors can be brought into the image with the location you're shooting in, or the outfit you ask your subject to wear, or even through makeup or props. In landscape photography, color can be found by traveling to a particular location during a certain time of year. Some places look extremely different depending what season it is. You might find a splash of color in the foreground to bring into your photos, or decide to photograph the location during a certain time of day to bring in color. Color can play an important role in how people feel when they see a photo, since certain colors tend to be associated with certain emotions. So you need to be aware of what colors you're featuring in your photos, or what colors you want to capture in your photos to make your audience feel a particular way. With colors, you can make your photos appear exciting, dramatic, friendly, welcoming, calmness, stillness, and even somber. There are 3 components of a color to work with, and even just using these basic techniques, you can completely change the look and feeling of an image. First, we have hue, which is a variety of a single color. In this photo, I'm using a rusty orange for the outfit, and because this color is so vibrant, it creates a dramatic and lively feel to the photo. In this photo, I am instead using brown, which is in the same hue as orange, but the feeling of this photo is earthy and tranquil. Next, we have brightness, which is how bright or dark a color of the same hue appears. In this photo, I'm using a dark navy blue as the feature color of my image, which provokes a moody feeling to this photo. On the other hand, in this photo, I'm using a lighter color blue, which in contrast creates a cheerful feeling. Finally, how saturated a color is can also completely change an image. When a color has low saturation, it appears to look more dull, and when it has more saturation, it looks richer in color. So let's take these 2 photos as a comparison. The image on the left features very saturated yellows, which makes the photo look striking. The image on the right has desaturated yellows, and instead, I have a feeling of welcoming and calmness when I look at this photo. So far, we have been looking at colors individually, but where you really start to unlock the full potential of storytelling and creating engaging photos is when you use colors together with different color schemes. Complementary colors sit opposite each other on the color wheel, and this is a great color scheme to use when you want to create eye-catching and engaging photos. These pairs of colors have the highest contrast and can be a little bit tricky to work with depending on the saturation you're using. A really popular complementary set of colors I like to use in my work a lot is green and red. In these photos with Christina, I'm using a very bright and saturated red and green, so the photos look really eye-catching. On the other hand, this set of photos has a calmer feeling to them. I'm still using the same color scheme, but a less saturated version of the colors. We also have split complementary color schemes where you take one of the complementary colors and split it into 2. For example, instead of using yellow and its complementary color purple, you use fuchsia and blue to either side of the purple. This brings us to triadic schemes, where you take your split complementary colors but move them further out of the color wheel until the 3 colors are evenly spaced. When you start to incorporate more colors into your photo, it can become trickier to work with, so what I like to do is pick a dominant color and let the other 2 colors support it. For example, in this photo we have a triadic color scheme, but I've used green as my main color, purple as my secondary color with the flowers in the background, and orange only as a small accent with the small flowers on her dress. You can also think about skin tones as being part of the color scheme in a photo as well. For example, in this photo, my location is green, the outfit is purple, and we have the warmth of Bodhi's skin tone as our 3rd color pulling the photo together. One of my favorite color schemes I use so often in my photography are analogous colors. These are colors that appear side by side on the color wheel, and when you use them, you can create very calm or dreamy looking photos. There are 2 ways you can use this color scheme. You can choose the main color and use one color to either side. So for example, in these photos, I used a green and blue color scheme. Or in these photos, I used a purple and pink color scheme. This color scheme is really easy to use when you have an outfit in a singular color. Then you can find a backdrop that suits that outfit. You can also choose the main color and then use the 2 colors on either side of it for a 3-way scheme. In these photos, I used a yellow top in a green location with a very warm and orange sunset for my 3 colors. You can see how using analogous colors creates such a distinct effect to your photos when you look at these images compared to the other photos we've been looking at so far with more contrasting color schemes. I also like to use monochromatic colors where you feature the same color in the background as you do the subject. Using a color scheme like this can produce quirky looking photos or a clean and polished look to your images. I also like to use monochromatic colors to help remove distractions in the image to bring more attention to the subject. For example, in this set of photos, the dress is very textured and voluminous, and the background is quite busy as well. But since they are the same color, it helps the subject stand out in the frame. Last but not least, we have an achromatic color scheme, which you can achieve by using a combination of blacks, whites, and grays. One of the easiest ways to apply this scheme is via editing. For example, in this photo shoot, we had beautiful colors to work with, so I left most of these images where she's looking at the camera in color. But this photo, where there is a sense of movement and she's looking away, I turned to black and white to give the photo a moodier atmosphere. You can also look for an almost black and white scene in your location and only have a hint of color coming through, such as in these photos here, where similarly to a monochromatic color scheme, I've matched the light outfit to the light location. There are more color schemes, but those are some of my favorites and easiest ones to use in your day-to-day photography. But how do you apply it in real life? When I'm at a photo shoot, I'm not thinking, in this location, I'm going to create a split complementary color scheme. However, having an awareness of color schemes will make a huge difference to your work. Usually what I'll do is I'll have an outfit like this pink dress, for example, and I consider, what kind of location will this look good with? What's the theme of my photo shoot? If I want to create a really fun set of photos, then I aim to have other bright colors in the shoot with me. So I'll look for a vibrant location to shoot with, or I'll ask the makeup artist to do a fun lip or eyeshadow color. If I want the shoot to be more serene, then instead I would pick a color that matches more closely to the pink dress, like a green or blue location, for example. And naturally, with that thought pattern, the color scheme of the photo shoot will fall into one of the categories that we went through in today's video. You can also look out to match an outfit with your subject's eye color, or find an accessory to use, whether it's a prop or makeup or something in the background to add a pop of color to your image. There are so many ways to work with color in photography, and if you're familiar with my work, you would know that I heavily feature the colors green, orange, and pink. Let me know in the comments what your favorite colors to work with are, and as always, thank you so much for watching. I make new videos every single week, so I'll see you next time. Bye.